It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Ernie Johnson joined by Shaquille O'Neal. Kenny the Jet Smith, thanks for tuning in. You're watching the NBA on 2K Sports. And tonight, it'll be the Houston Rockets going up against the Chicago Bulls. And guys, for the Bulls, they've had a tough time over the last few weeks. 3-7 in their last 10 games. We'll see if they can make amends tonight. And let's talk for a moment about Derrick Rose. He's missed so much time the past several seasons with injuries. Kenny, is it too much to expect him to return to his
maybe not the
former
MVP level,
his
but
MVP level?
he still can be a serviceable all-star, meaning he might not be able to dominate for 82 games, but he could do it for 40. And then he could do it for playoff time. So I do think the knee surgeries took a little toll on him, as they would any player, but I still think he has a lot left in the tank.
He might be able to get back to his MVP level, but it's going to take a full season. I mean, a full season of injury-free play to get that confidence back. Full season, Ernie, 82 games.
That does it for us. Kevin Harlan with the call. And
two teams, two conferences. It's a road game for the Bulls in this one. The NBA on 2K Sports. Thanks for joining us this Sunday afternoon. I'm Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony and Doris Burke reporting from the sidelines. After this game, the Rockets head back out on the road. They know this is the type of game they need to win if they're going to take the next step, facing a closely ranked team. No clear underdogs based on the tail of the tape.
And you know, Houston, this season has been much more of a grind for them than anyone expected. They've only been a shadow of the team that was so dominant a year ago.
And Greg, they've still got the time and talent to get things together before the playoffs, but I'm wondering if that'll ever happen.
Let's check out Chicago's starting lineup. Gibson is the 4 with Gasol at the 5. Ejuan Moore is out there with Rose. And it's Butler in at the 3 slot. So many people overlook Pau Gasol prior to last season, seem to think that Clark, he was past his prime.
Well, he was a starter in the All-Star game and a huge reason the Bulls played as well as they did. It was a big season for him. A lot of GMs shaking their head for not going harder after him.
Now Harden, after Jimmy Butler missed from long range. Harden gets the bucket. Harden's got his first 2 points.
Well, Merry Christmas. I mean, that was a freebie.
Rose with the ball. He had an 18-point outing in the last game against the Timberwolves in Minneapolis.
And how about the extraordinary display of his passing in that game? He was making all the right decisions and had their offense humming. I like it. I like it. He broke out the fancy finish there.
Harden dishes to Howard. And Gibson sends it back. And they're able to recover. Butler passes to Rose. Moore against Beverly. The tray. Dwight Howard pulls it in. For Houston, they've gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Harden kicks the Brewer. Here's Rose. Missed inside.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
Moore against Harden. He feeds it to Brewer. Back to Harden. Shot is no good. Great D that time from Gibson. And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. Moore dishes to Butler. Gasol passes to Rose. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And it's sent back by Howard. One-on-one here. Here's Brewer. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a 3-point play.
How about battling through the impact there and then willing that basketball in?
Boy, it does your heart good to see that kind of determination in a player. Really excellent focus that time.
And that one falls for Brewer.
And Corey Brewer, guys, out of Florida, remember won those 2 national championships, teaming up with Joakim Noah and Al Horford. Terrific quickness, and that rangy frame makes him a disruptive defender great versatility as well on that end of the floor.
Butler with the ball. He's picked up by Ariza. There's the bucket. Good.
A lot of space right there to get that shot off.
Not a very good job of the defender getting over the top of that screen in that particular play.
Now, here is Harden. He had a 33-point outing in their last game against Portland.
And they were just struggling to stop him. They sent him to the line over and over, and the free throws were a big part of the game.
Corey Brewer was the 7th pick in the 2007 draft. He's never really reached that star caliber so many had predicted.
Yeah, you know, his offense has held him back a bit. He's a bit erratic at that end of the floor. Not a great shooter. Slashes effectively well. He's most effective in transition.
Indeed.
And really the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
It is. I mean, no reason to back off and give him the layup. I mean, much better off making him go to the line. And, you know, guys, Taj Gibson now has 6 full seasons in the NBA, already 30 years old. Seems like just yesterday he was being drafted.
Houston, a whole new 5 on the floor. So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group here. Portis, he's checked in for Gasol. McDermott comes in for Jimmy Butler. Tony Snell's checked in for Ejuan Moore. And it's Brooks in for Derrick Rose. Good. Getting back to Gibson, he was one of the oldest college freshmen in the country at age 21. Played 3 years at USC. Then he was one of the oldest players in the 2009 draft, even though he declared as a junior.
Yeah, I think the NBA is the only profession where it hurts you to have a lot of experience coming out, you know, because that's one reason why he did drop. I mean, had he been a couple years younger, with his length and athleticism, he very well could have been a top 10 pick. But I tell you what, the Bulls are happy that he wasn't.
On the wing, Jason Terry fires the 3. The offensive rebound stolen by Brooks. And oh, here we go. Brooks got it, the fast break chance. Here's Snell, laid in with a nice touch off the glass. And here's Lawson. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game. Kicks it out to Terry. Here's the 3. That one falls, coming off Lawson's feet. Terry's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Bulls trail by 7. And the first timeout of the game called for Chicago, coming off that loss against the Timberwolves.
And hard to say whether it was the game plan defensively that let them down or just the inability to really bring the fire on that side of the ball.
And guys, it was a bit befuddling to me as to why they stuck with it. I mean, they dug themselves a hole and couldn't find the tweaks they needed to get out of it.
Now here's Brooks. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Bulls moving the ball around. Snell, that's good.
They really can't allow him too many open looks like that. I mean, that's just inviting trouble.
Rockets leading by 4. Here's Capella. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Snell kicks to Brooks. Rockets with the rebound. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Blazers.
Yeah, they couldn't do any better than a shooting percentage in the low 30s on that night, guys, and that's pretty much a death sentence.
Yeah, I can't name a team that's going to find a way to win shooting like that. I mean, they never had a chance with the touch they had that night.
Here's Gibson, and it comes off the front of the rim.
Major defensive lapse right there. I mean, he's not a player you can leave open for a jump shot. You got to stay attached to him. They're lucky he couldn't punish them for it.
And they're scoring pretty well as we conclude the first quarter. Houston on top, up by 6. And don't go away. We'll be back with the action for the start of the second quarter in just a moment. And the Gasol brothers, both starters in the All-Star game last season. It's the first time that's happened in...
It's like a dream come true. It's hard to really picture it.
Well, their story is a bit like a fairy tale, the way 2 of them, sons of medical professionals in Spain, have become 2 of the best centers in the NBA at this age.
Yeah, and especially, Kevin, when you remember what a raw talent and how big and bulky Mark Gasol was when he was drafted by the Lakers, who traded him to Memphis for his brother.
Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And looking at what we've seen from Houston, what do you guys think?
Just the start they're looking for in this game. Solid offensively through the first.
Very crisp and sharp, not much stagnation at all on offense.
So for Chicago right now, Pau Gasol is out there with Portis. And there's Etuan Moore. And it's Rose. And it's Butler in at the small forward. Ariza outside. Here's Howard. Shot misses. Good D by Gasol. Last season was difficult for Dwight Howard, to say the least, across the board. Worse since, in fact, his rookie year.
Yeah, he just wasn't able to stay healthy. I mean, looks dominant in spurts. Gets you thinking, okay, he's back. Then his body betrays him.
Just over 1 minute has passed here in the second quarter. Harden dishes to Beverly. It's good. The assist that time from Harden. Harden's got 3 assists in the game. Bulls trail by 7. Outside Rose. Down low. And it's sent back by Howard. The pass to Beverly. Howard kicks to Harden. Butler with the steal. Passes to Portis. Three-pointer. And a clear foul there as he shot the triple. He'll go to the line for 3 free throws.
Yeah, you hate to give up a foul on a three-point attempt.
Yeah, unnecessary. I mean, make them earn those points from deep. Don't give them to them free at the line.
Houston making a switch here. Brewers checked in. And he makes all 3. Second quarter of play with around 2 minutes gone so far. Harden kicks to Beverly. On the wing, Brewer. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
One thing about Corey Brewer, he's a defensive specialist, has a combination of size and quickness that's real hard to score against. I mean, equally good at defending in the half court or transition.
Going back to Corey Brewer, he also has a 6th sense of sniffing out steal opportunities. Very quick hands. He's averaged 1.5 steals a game over his career.
And Kevin, Corey's one of those guys that's always going to give that effort offensively and find ways to contribute there. But more importantly, he's going to give you results on the defensive side of the ball.
He has an amazing motor. Never shuts down.
You know, his ability is matched only by his energy, guys. I mean, he's usually in the middle of everything for his team.
Here's Howard. Another miss by Houston.
I tell you what, the defense should send Christmas cards for that miss.
Rose passes to Butler. No good.
The bucket just not well protected, but still he doesn't convert too often. That's been the story with him.
The open shot by Brewer. Second chance shot, and it's Howard laying it in. And the Rockets lead by 4.
Guys, he's actually indefatigable. He never gives in, never gives up on a play, and that's what it takes to be a great offensive rebounder. You've got to be relentless.
Moore with the bucket.
A wide open 3. They need much better communication defensively.
Houston's gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. Count the bucket. And it's 6 points for Dwight Howard.
He always knows where his teammate's going to be, and Kevin, that will let him put the ball where he wants it.
They can't guard us on the perimeter. Let's spread the floor and isolate up top. Spacing, fellas.
Just iconic, but also entering the conversation for the best player in the NBA.
Houston making some changes. Capella's checked in, and it's Thornton in for James Harden. Chicago also making some changes. Gibson comes in for Portis, and it's Heinrich in for Etuan Moore. Rose against Lawson. Rose can't hit.
Well, I think he kind of alligator armed that one, short stroked it. After doing a nice job to get open, he didn't finish the shot.
Butler with the steal. Now Rose. He's been a factor in their offense on most nights with his scoring average at nearly 16 points a game. Here's Gasol, and he can't bank that one in. Rockets leading by 3. To the middle. Here's Ariza. That one falls, coming off Lawson's feet. Ariza's got 5 points so far.
And I love the fact that he didn't have to slow down or adjust there. The pass was just timed perfectly.
Here's the screen. Gasol against Ariza. Here's Butler. The dish to Gibson. And it hung on the rim, but wouldn't fall for him. Guys, we've seen some excellent offensive output.
Yes, sir, fellas. They've had it going on big time.
Yeah, great momentum for them offensively.
Ariza with the bucket.
Great job from behind the arc this quarter. I mean, shooting just under 60% for the game. I mean, that's smoking.
And the call will be against Ty Lawson. That's his first foul. Houston making some changes. Smith comes in for Trevor Ariza. And it's Terry in for Corey Brewer. Doug McDermott, he's checked in for the Bulls. Brooks comes in for Rose. Gasol a screen. Lawson on the double team. Out of bounds. Houston takes possession. Let's pause for a moment to show you the teams that have been the best on the glass over the course of the month. Number 5, the Bulls.
I like how this team has been coming up big lately, Kevin. They seem to have a new dedication and energy to rebounding the ball, and it's paying off.
Dishes to Thornton. Smith in the post, defended by Gibson. Lawson kicks to Smith. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. Bulls trail by 8.
Clearly a 2-for-1 situation here, guys.
Oh, without question, Greg. I mean, the wise move would be to get themselves a quick shot so they have an opportunity to get that 2-for-1.
Here's Gasol. The third shot of the possession finally falls for him. Gasol's got his first basket.
There it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great position inside.
Yeah, just getting the ball into the post has to be option number 1 for them right now.
3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Shot's good by Gibson.
And that's definitely a shot that he has in his arsenal.
There's 18 seconds left now here in the second. Terry dishes to Thornton. Smith in the post, working on Gibson. Shot by Terry, no good.
And sometimes we all just want to show people that we have the range.
Yeah, you speaking from experience? We already know how good his range is. He shouldn't be firing from that deep.
And a pretty tightly contested game here as we end the first half. Rockets lead by 4. And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Thank you, Kevin. Dwight, what's your assessment of the team you're playing?
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here alongside Kenny, the Jet Smith, and Shaquille. Houston holding the upper hand after the first 2 quarters. They are leading by 4. Kenny, some perspective, please.
Well, the reserves.
That's going to do it for now as the second half is just about ready to get started.
And it's been a back-and-forth game so far with no ground given through the first half. Third quarter starting here now.
Ariza with a solid quarter. He has 8 points, and he's knocked down a pair of 3-pointers in this game, too.
And maybe it's time for them to set a few more screens for him up top and let him add to that total.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. And so in the game for the Rockets. Everly and Harden, they're the backcourt. Howard is out there with Trevor Ariza. And it's Brewer in at the 3, the small forward.
Just the height separation on that mid-range jumper. Excellent job of taking advantage.
You know, Jimmy Butler is one of those guys who had to overcome major odds just to get to the NBA. Reportedly, his father abandoned the family when Jimmy was an infant. Mom kicked Jimmy out when he was 13. The The obstacles and adversity go on, yet he's made it and made it big.
Here's Gasol, and he gets the shot to fall after coming off the pick. Gasol's got 6.
And he came off that screen, and the D just didn't get over the top of it.
Yep, weren't there in time enough to challenge Greg, and when that's the case, you can mark those up for him.
And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. And going back to Jimmy Butler, there were just so many times when he was set up to fail. He was not heavily recruited out of high school. He was even homeless when he was in high school in the Houston area. Went to a junior college, then Marquette, now in the NBA. So he played his freshman year at a junior college, which I think humbled him just a bit, but maybe gave him that work ethic that is so much, Greg, a part of his game now.
And Kevin, the talent was there. And most of all, as we see how he dealt with adversity, the heart was there. He blocked out the distractions and finally transferred to a major college and worked his way into becoming a first-round pick.
Chicago calls timeout. Well, Dwight Howard had that back surgery, and he's had knee trouble, and he is no longer quite as dominant Clark as a player we saw back in certainly his younger days in Orlando.
Yeah, but nonetheless, Kevin, he's still in the conversation for best centers in the NBA. I think he remains a superstar big man when he's healthy.
Oh, and the dunk by Brewer.
And that's how the coach would draw it up on the fast break from start to finish.
Yeah, and what a finish it was, guys. Really nicely done.
Bulls trail by 7. Outside Rose. Gasol kicks to Butler. The kick out to Rose. Tries a 3. And that one's good. Rose has got 5 now.
And you remember back in Orlando, Dwight Howard, a 3-time Defensive Player of the Year, not to mention a slam dunk title. He's lost some of that lift, but still has more than just about any other center in our league.
Terrence Jones has checked in for Corey Brewer. It's Harden with the drive. A strong finish under heavy pressure all over. He's got 6.
That's the 3rd bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle much more effectively.
You just cannot allow the offense to have that quality of a look each and every possession.
And there's a whistle. That's going to go on James Harden. That's foul number 2 for him. A little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the 3rd. And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2.
And Howard missing a lot of time last season with various knee issues. He's taken his training and conditioning regimen to a new level, it looks like, to kind of preserve his body for the long haul.
This offense's first miss after 3 straight makes to start the second half.
Ariza goes in, and there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
Maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that.
And we know he's capable of those memorable dunks.
Yeah, and when he's got a lead like that, why not take a few chances? A lot more engaging and entertaining than just doing the old ho-hum one-hander.
And it's Butler missing. Houston leading by 7. Hangs in the air. That's good from Ariza on the assist by Harden. That's 12 points for Trevor Ariza.
That was some slick passing from Harden on that one.
Knocked away. And that's out of bounds. Chicago will retain possession. Now let's take a peek at the league leaders in scoring. James Harden is 2nd.
You know what, Kevin? If you can put up big numbers every game, you put your team in excellent position to win. There's no question about that. A guy like this is definitely one of the keys to having a successful offense. It just hasn't been a very good day for him, guys. They need him to start burying some of those.
Ariza passes to Jones. And some nice passing there by Houston. And the lead now, double digits on that bucket. And it's an 11-point Rocket lead.
Almost uncontested. I mean, it's nice to be able to add to the lead without having to really work for it.
Gasol kicks to Butler. Shot is off. Good D by Ariza.
Well defended, though, and he's not someone who handles that kind of pressure very well.
Howard dishes to Harden. Jones kicks to Howard. Gibson with the steal. Rose against Beverly. Right side Rose. The kick outside to Butler. It's good. This time the assist from Rose. And that's now 10 points for Butler.
There you go again. A nice kick out after the D had collapsed on him.
Now the feed to Howard. .132 left here in the third quarter. Clock at 6. Harden right side. Shoots it. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
And there was a question of whether or not Derrick Rose would be able to get back to his former self. At times last season, you could see him back in that MVP form.
Jones, and he makes it look easy, dunking it hard with one hand.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came upright with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
That's exactly the way to do it too, Kevin. Go hard to the bucket and don't let them sit. Oh!
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came upright with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
That's exactly the way to do it too, Kevin. Go hard to the bucket and don't let them set up the defense.
And that was Kia bringing you the close-up on the big-time play. Harden gets to Ariza. Moore with the steal. Outside Gasol. Back to Moore. And again, no good by Chicago.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Yeah, double-digit advantage on the scoreboard. They've taken the initiative. They've played, I think, with more purpose so far.
Yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time. Rose has got 4 assists in the game. Ariza has the open look. No good on the buzzer beater. And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. Rockets ahead, up by 10. And when we return, we'll get the fourth quarter rolling right here on 2K Sports. Well, welcome back as we get set to start the fourth. And so it's Houston with it. On the court for the Bulls, getting this fourth quarter started. Jimmy Butler is out there with Doug McDermott. Then it's Brooks. Then there's Tony Snell. And it's Gasol at the center. And oh, here we go. Brooks got it. The fast break chance. Outside Butler for the three. And the Bulls, another three.
You know, there's no better sign of how efficiently a team is operating than their assist numbers. And theirs are fantastic.
Just beautiful when they play the game like this.
And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. It's going to be on Doug McDermott.
And guys, Josh Smith, an interesting blend of talents. A good defender, great finisher around the rim. Also an underrated passer at times for a big man.
And he makes both free throws. And Josh Smith, kind of a tweener. He's spent some time at power forward. Clark, he's spent some time at small forward. He's handled the ball. He's kind of all over the place.
Yeah, he is, but I think he's best, Kevin, working inside. He's gotten stronger. He's worked on his post game, and I think as time has passed, he's settled in as a full-time power forward. At least that's where he should settle into.
But they'll get another chance. Butler against Lawson. Capella, the pass to Terry. In the corner, it's Brewer. Smith outside. Fires for three. And it's Smith again missing.
Oh, man, you know he'd love to have that one over.
Pass to Butler. To the inside, Gasol. Rebound by Smith.
Solid job by them on the glass here tonight. +8 in rebound.
You know what? That rebound has always been a critical element of the game, and that's why they are now understanding how to win. Clearly a foul.
Yeah, he took a shot there, earned those free throws.
And a chance for just a second now to check out the scoring breakdown for Houston.
And I like how they've taken the high percentage shot in the paint. In that first half, we saw them doing it, and they've continued to succeed as the game has worn on.
You know, something else I've noticed is just how many of their baskets have been set up by assists throughout the game.
The Bulls making a switch here. Heinrich's checked in. Gasol, a screen on Terry. Heinrich from outside. No luck. And Houston the other lane.
You know, even though he missed that three-point shot, I think the defense has to do a better job of challenging the shot.
Yeah, as a coach, you can really ill afford to have those types of opportunities presented against your defense.
Bulls trail by 8. Gasol, a screen on Lawson. Shot on the wing. And he didn't get quite enough under that one.
It's not winning basketball when you're attempting shots like that.
Yeah, come on now. You got to remember it's a team game. He's got 4 teammates out there with him. I don't think he needs to try to do it all by himself like that.
You know what? They're winning, though, despite the fact that he has just been really off. Then remember last year, the Rockets signing Josh Smith after he was waived last season, picked him up with their biannual exception. A nice low-risk move for adding athleticism, defense, and just pure talent to their front court.
Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Well, Kevin, I was able to listen in on what the head coach of the Chicago Bulls was going over in his huddle. He gave his guys the green light to keep firing from downtown, telling them, listen, I like the work you're doing out there. Keep finding those gaps on the perimeter. They're giving us open shots.
You're right about Josh Smith, not the most efficient scorer throughout his career, but Clark, the Rockets are all about efficiency.
They really are. They're very numbers-centric in that organization. Not a natural fit, but maybe they can influence him to become more selective with his shots, and that's the key, Kevin.
And Brooks, here we go. He's off from 17 feet.
You've got to give them a lot of credit for the job they've done on the backboard.
They've done a lot of things well today, but really it's about what they've done on the backboard that's at the top of that list.
No good from Lawson.
Boy, the effort was there, but he just couldn't quite fight his way through traffic.
And the rejection by Smith. And it goes on a bounce. That one is off Smith. Houston making a switch here. Ariza's checked in. Taj Gibson's checked in for Chicago. And we're about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter.
And doesn't he just have a nose, a knack for the basketball? He is by far their best rebounder.
Well, he has been today, no doubt about that. His effort's been unbelievable.
Brewer's shot is off.
Now, nice work there to contest the finish inside.
You know, they got the shot they wanted, but his defense, deterred them from those plans.
Clark, if they want to, they can milk the clock just a little bit here.
Amen. I think that's the best option.
Lawson dishes to Brewer. 13 feet away. That's good. Chicago calls timeout. They're down by 10. 1:56 left in the fourth quarter of this one. James Harden, he's checked in for the Rockets. Patrick Beverly comes in for Ty Lawson. The Bulls also changing it up. Morris checked in for Doug McDermott, and it's Rose in for Aaron Brooks.
And you could tell they had that play ready to go. Well done on the inbound.
And Beverly gets to Ariza. Here's Harden on the wing. Back to Ariza. Puts it up. Can't hit, so the Bulls will take it the other way.
A key rebound there, but they can do a little better on the glass here down the stretch.
As it's been their weakness to this point in the game, but they're still alive.
Harden kicks to Brewer. Feeds it to Beverly. He dishes it to Howard. Ball's knocked loose. Butler with the steal. Rose against Beverly. outside Butler. This one for three, but they get it back. Gasol passes to Rose. Nice spin off the left rim and in. There's a minute left in the fourth quarter. To the paint. Gibson with the steal.
Well, the clock has become their worst enemy.
Not a friend anymore. They've got to work quickly from here.
Moore dishes to Rose. Here's Gasol. Yes! And now they trail by just 4.
His hard work on the backboard really just has given them more opportunities to score.
And he commits the intentional foul. There's 39 seconds left in the game. Harden with it. Gasol covering. Moore with the steal.
And how about the stingy defense there to deny that pass?
Boy, right now it's really tough to stop Rose.
29 seconds left in the game. The game has come down to this.
Ginormous possession here.
What intensity. It's Harden with the drive. Missed inside.
Still a chance here, but they need to score.
I really agree, but it has to happen on every possession. They need points every trip.
Here's Rose over in the corner. Gasol to take the lead. He's off from 3. So it's a narrow victory for the Rockets, pulling it out for the W. What a show they put on here at home tonight.
Tremendous work all the way down to the wire. We were just wondering what would happen next. Major drama, and we saw good.
And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Dwight, coming off the loss in last game, what was the difference tonight in how this team played?
We got a good win tonight coming from a tough game last night. Started out strong. We just stuck with it. We stayed together, and we got a good win.
Thank you for the time, sir. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Doris. Great interview once again. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. This is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for tuning in. And this broadcast has not ended just yet, as we've got the award-winning Ernie Johnson standing by here for the postgame show.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Many thanks, Kevin. So now we move on to our Jordan player of the game, Dwight Howard. And Kenny, you had some words earlier while the game was going on. What do you think?
We've seen these type of nights over and over from him. I mean, he's going to give you everything he has on the boards all the time. I think his energy alone kept them going offensively, constantly securing the rebounds and moving it down the floor.
Boom, boom, boom. That's right, Ernie. Instruments. This guy was instrumental tonight in making sure they avoided a second straight loss. They needed somebody to step up tonight, and he was their guy.
And folks, that's it for us. Thank you for tuning in. Always a pleasure. For Kenny the Jet Smith, for Shaquille O'Neal, this is Ernie Johnson. Have a great night.